What I'm going to share with you in this video today, I think, is probably the most important video that you'll see in 2025. If you can understand this concept of energy and how it changes our world, you can profit unbelievably. First of all, let's understand what energy is. For thousands of years, the only energy that was available to mankind was the energy that he could muster from his or her own body and the beast that he could tame. He plowed his fields first by hand, then he hooked a horse or a cow to it and farmed the land. If he was lucky enough to live adjacent to a river, maybe he created a paddle wheel that turned and crushed and milled the grain that he produced. But other than that, his ability to survive was controlled by the energy that he could individually produce, or he could produce by the use of or harnessing of other beasts. That even led us to slavery. That was how man survived, by harnessing the energy that he and beasts could create. Then the wind came into play, and that was a form of synthetic energy. It moved ships so that you didn't have to have oarsmen, you could move it with the wind. Then in the mid-1800s, things changed drastically. The first oil well was drilled in the United States in 1859 in Titusville, Pennsylvania, and that brought the access to oil to create energy. Again, it's energy. Then, about 20 years later, Thomas Edison created the first incandescent light bulb, which then gave us access to electricity. And even up until today, the ability to conquer the world is controlled by those two forms of energy, oil and electricity. I want to put the label of synthetic energy on electricity and oil, something that man created to enhance his ability to survive in the world we live. Now, those who controlled it became the controllers of the earth. They became the wealthy. Those who had controlled the oil and the electricity. Now, in 2022, Sam Altman introduced us to artificial intelligence. Put the label of that on synthetic knowledge. And then, if you can understand how synthetic energy has changed the world, you can now start to grasp the magnitude of synthetic knowledge. Imagine that you will have access to all the knowledge in the world. Who are the wealthiest people right now on this earth? As a group, as the people like you and me who came up through the system, we would say, well, it's doctors and it's lawyers and it's entrepreneurs, and what they're selling is their knowledge. And because they have it and they have mastered it, they can get a premium price for it, and thus magnitude the ability to earn money. Now, with the advent of synthetic knowledge, all that knowledge becomes available to you and I through agents. Right now, those agents are the doctors and the lawyers who possess that knowledge. Now that we take that knowledge and make it synthetic, that it's available to me through my computer, through computer chips, through compute power, I now change my status in life because I have access to synthetic knowledge. What will be the effects of that? I have developed a heart condition. My heart condition is controlled by three people: my general practitioner, my cardiac surgeon, and my heart surgeon. Between those three people, my life is controlled, okay? What if now I can access an agent, a knowledge agent, that brings all the knowledge relative to heart disease, heart problems, to my fingertips? What happens if I can acquire an agent through compute that brings all the knowledge relative to heart conditions to me and not be dependent on 3 people. How does that change the world? Immensely. Because now, the other thing I'm facing right now is I'm putting my taxes together. And I'm going to pay about $1,500 for my accountant, my CPA, to take the numbers that I generate and give them to her, and she'll put it in a form that can be sent to the IRS, and she'll collect her $1,500 from me. What if I had an agent that had the knowledge that she and beyond her, the best accountants in the world, the ones that would not charge me $1,500 but would charge me $15,000? What if I had them available to me through synthetic knowledge to do my tax return? That's about 6 months away. That's what artificial intelligence is. That's what they're harnessing. I spent 3 hours the other day fighting with the health insurance companies for my wife because a drop that she puts in her eyes is costing us $650 a month. And they don't want to pay for it anymore. What if I had an agent that had my interest in mind rather than the insurance, and I could ask them, find me the drop that replaces this and the insurance company that will pay it, and tell me about it tomorrow morning? That's what's available. This is synthetic knowledge. It is going to put all the knowledge of the world in my hands so I can make the best decisions for me, not for the doctors who are challenged, the 3 doctors, to generate income for this hospital. And there's a guy by the name of Kerry who has a little card that accesses Medicare, and it won't hurt him. They'll pay the bill. Just hit that card as often as you can. Schedule all the tests that you can to take advantage, to generate revenue for this hospital institution so that we can survive. I'm going to take that knowledge away from them, and I'm going to put it at my disposal for my best interests. That's the world I'm going to be a part of. So how is this going to be, this knowledge I just shared with you, how is this going to turn into benefit for you? Well, first of all, you're going to learn how to access the agents. But most importantly, right now, is you're going to learn how to figure out which of the companies in this world that we live in today that you have access to are going to make this possible. Which are the companies that you can invest $1,000 in and turn it into $10,000 over the next 3 years? Which are the companies that you can put inside your Roth IRA, $7,000 a year, and it'll turn in, and if you'll do that year after year after, it'll turn into millions of dollars, because this is the equivalent of what Thomas Edison brought us. This is the equivalent of that first oil well in Titusville, Pennsylvania, and it's right in front of you today. And all you have to do is get the synthetic knowledge that will tell you who are the companies. Who are the companies that are putting on new workforce now to gear up for this synthetic knowledge that is going to change our world? Who are the companies that are projecting the growth that is going to come from this creation of agents in the form of computer chips that I can access through my computer, that I can say, go find me all the stocks of the 6,500 that are available on the stock market today, who are going to grow their earnings in excess of 22% over the next 3 years, average growth, and bring to the bottom line profits that are growing at exponential rates. Who is the quantum computing company out there that is going to give me a 10,000-fold return over the next 7 years? Who is that? I am going to be able to ask my agent, and she will go search the internet until she finds it for me. And then she will learn from me what I'm looking for, and we will become one. And she'll not only do it for my financial needs, she'll control the temperature in my house relative to the cost of the electricity and the gas that I pay. She'll book my trips to maximize the use of my points on American Express and Delta so that I can go on a cruise for free. She'll do all of that for me. She'll do my grocery shopping for me. She'll book the delivery. This is synthetic knowledge. Now, that's hard to grasp. Put it in a different framework then. Synthetic energy. Your ancestors plowed the fields by hand until they tamed the horse and the cow and created synthetic energy. Thomas Edison created the light bulb that lights your house using synthetic energy. All God gave us was this energy. We invented everything beyond that. We just, thanks to Sam Altman, in November of 2022, gained access to synthetic knowledge. This is going to change the world. And if you understand it, and if you can harness it, there is no stopping you. I have a grandson who is a junior in college. I sent him the book. I said, read this, understand this, and then direct your education towards synthetic knowledge. If you will do that, anything you want is yours. The fact is, 90% of the world, 99.9% of the world has no idea. This is the most important video that you have seen in your lifetime. If you understand it, if you believe it, if you can access it. Now, what I'm doing is I'm taking this little bit of knowledge that I've created, and I've already accessed agents. I'm already asking the questions. Who are the companies that are going to take us there? And then I'm asking for the data to be put into a format that I can interpret. I put this on my cheat sheet. I put this on my 3-year price projections. I can only do it for 60 stocks because I have not yet gotten Jensen's computer rig that I can attach to my computer and gain total access to this agent who is going to do the work for me. This is our first step. I'm inviting you to become a part of it. I'm going to charge you $19.95 to help me pay for the compute power that I'm going to need to push my synthetic agent forward. I'm going to share it with you on my website, Best of Us Investors. But I don't want you to believe me. I want to prove it to you. So I'm going to give you a 14-day free trial. You come to my website, Best of Us Investors. You'll find a link and go and look at what I'm doing and understand. Bring it back to synthetic energy. Think of yourself that your task today is to go out and plow the field. Push that plow. Oh, but I've got a horse. If I can put that horse or that cow in front, that's where we are. That's where you are. Are you going to get the horse or aren't you? Are you going to access the electricity or aren't you? Are you going to use the oil or aren't you? Are you going to access synthetic energy? No. Are you going to access synthetic knowledge or aren't you? And your first opportunity is right here. It's called Best of Us Investors. And your guide is this old man, Kerry. I'd like to reach out and shake your hand. Join our tribe.